Who needs to make it live?
Sudarshan did it.
Sudarshan, can you mute us then? How are you going to hear you say?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone. We welcome you all for the Easter Sunday program. Hope you're all enjoying the sunny days. And I hope you're all saying thanks to Krishna for giving us bright days during this weekend. So we are filled with today's program is filled with kirtans and bhajans and katha by Haridas Prabhu. So we'll start with Prabhupada Arati. Haridas Prabhu is already ready there. So we'll start with Prabhupada Arati. Over to temple.
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Satma Kandamoe Savadana Mate Kandamoe Savadana Mate Jahara Prasade He Bhavatoriya Krishna Prati Hoya Hoite Krishna Prati Hoya Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vaksha Chikrite Koriya Aikya Arana Koriyo Mane Asha Arana Koriyo Divya Jnanite Prakashito Divya Jnanite Prakashito Prema Bhakti Aha Hoite Abhija Vinasayate Vede Gaya Hara Charito Vede Gaya Hara Charito Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Loknath Loknath Divana Aha Prabhu Koro Doya Deho More Pada Chaya Aha Prabhu Koro Doya Deho More Pada Chaya Ebe Yaskasho Tribhuvana Dole Pada Leila Sharana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nita Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nita Gaura Hari Bol 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 Hari Bol
Jayam Vishnupad Paramhans Paravarakacharya Stotra Satsi Srimas Divine Grace Aboy Charana Arvinda Srila Prabhupada Pandicharya of Iskcon Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramhans Paravarakacharya Stotra Satsi Srimas Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Anant Kori Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Jai Shri.
Jai Ho, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Thanks to Haridas Prabhu and entire team there for doing Prabhupada Arati. It's a very great start. So now we will serve Prabhupada by hearing his words.
Every one of us, we are imperfect. We are very much proud of our eyes. Can you show me? What qualification your eyes have got that you can see? He does not think that I have no qualification, still I want to see. These eyes are dependent on so many conditions. Now there is electricity, you can see. As soon as there is electricity off, you cannot see. Then what is the value of your eyes? You cannot see what is going on. beyond this world. So don't believe your so-called senses as the source of knowledge. No. The source of knowledge should be by hearing. That is called Shruti. Therefore, Veda's name is Shruti. Shruti Pramana. Shruti Pramana. Just like a child or a boy wants to know who is his father. So what is the evidence? That evidence is Shruti, hearing from the mother. Mother says, he is your father. So he hears, he does not see how he became his father. Because before his body was constructed, the father was there, how could he see? So by seeing, you cannot ascertain who is your father. You have to hear from the authority. The mother is the authority. Therefore, Shruti Pramana, the evidence is hearing, not by seeing. Seeing our imperfect eyes, there are so many obstacles. So similarly, by direct perception, you cannot have the truth. Direct perception is speculation. Dr. Frog. Dr. Frog is speculating what is Atlantic Ocean. He is in the well, 3 feet well, and some friend informed me, oh, I have seen vast water. What is that vast water? Atlantic Ocean. How big it is? Very, very big. So the Dr. Frog is thinking, maybe 4 feet. This well is 3 feet, it may be 4 feet, or like 5 feet. Come on, 10 feet. So in this way speculating, the frog, Dr. Frog will understand Atlantic Ocean or Pacific Ocean. Can you estimate the length and breadth of the Atlantic Pacific Ocean by speculation? So by speculation you cannot have. They are speculating so many years about this universe. How many stars are there, what is the length and breadth, where is it? Nobody knows anything. Even of the material world. And what to speak of the spiritual world. That is beyond, far beyond. Parastasmatu bhavanya bhaktya bhaktya sanatana, you'll find it. Bhagavad Gita. There is another nature. This nature, what you see, the sky, around dome, that above that, there are layers of 5 elements. Again, this is the covering. Just like you have seen the coconut, there is hard covering. And within the covering, there is water. Similarly, within this covering, and outside the covering, there are 5 layers, 1,000 times bigger than the one another. Water layer, air layer, fire layer. So you have to penetrate all these layers, then you will get the spiritual world. All these universes, unlimited number, koti. Jasaprabha prabhavatu jagadanna koti. Jagadanna means the universe. Koti. Many millions clustered together. That is material world. And beyond that material world, there is spiritual world, another sky. That is also sky. That is called Parabham. So, by your sense perception, you cannot estimate even what is there in the moon planet or sun planet, this planet, within this universe. How you can understand the spiritual world by speculation. This is foolishness. That Shastra says, Achinta khalu jivava natastarkeno jujay. Achinta, which is inconceivable, beyond your sense perception. Don't try to argue and understand it and speculate. This is foolishness. It is not possible. Therefore, we have to go to the Guru. Tadvijnanatham sa gurumeva avivacche samitpani sutriyam brahmanishtam. This is the process.
Hare Krishna. Subscribe to our channel.
Any updates?
Hi, Bol, Hare Krishna. So, Hare Krishna. Jai Sri Prabhupada. So, very nicely explained. Prabhupada is explaining about Shruti here. In the modern world, everybody wants to see that by direct perception. They want to see and then wants the praman like that. They want to have a proof by seeing. So Prabhupada saying by hearing or listening, we will get so many things like Father. We know about our Father by our Mother, who is the Sabda Praman. And Prabhupada also explained the 5 layers that we have in the material world and the importance of Guru, who can direct us towards spiritual world, make us understand spiritual world. So, not delaying further, we will go to temple again for bhajan section where Guru Sevak and Anuragi are singing for the Lordship's pleasure. Is the temple ready? Good, sir. Yeah, well, yeah. Hare Krishna, Anuragi. We can see you but can't hear you yet. Maybe I need. We can't hear you yet still. Yeah, you can hear you now. Yeah.
Can you hear us now?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Okay, done. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Jai Ho. Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Jai Jai.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama.
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Sri Radhe.
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Radhe Radhe, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Gauranga Sundar Ati Sundar Jai Ho.
Wow, very nice, Roji. It was wonderful. The audio clarity is very nice, and the video is also going very nicely. It was really. I at least felt that I am in the temple because I could see only the temple and then hear the devotees' voices there. It's very nice. Thanks for all the hard work done by the technical team. So now I request Haridas Prabhu, who will be giving a class from Srimad Bhagavatam today. As we all know, Haridas Prabhu is the senior most devotee in our temple, and he is the great inspiration to many of us, or all of us. And it's a great pleasure to hear from him today. While they are sitting up, I would like to know all the audiences that we are having regular classes happening, and then they are mainly read by all the devotees, and then Haridas Prabhu and Vidya Prabhu keep giving all important points and then clarifying the devotees' doubts and all. So I request you all to tune in daily as well. Now, if the temple is ready, we can go to temple and ask the devotee. Haridas Prabhu.
Jai.
Oh,
Jai Ho, Hare Krishna. Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari
Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari
Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari
Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajajana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jayo Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe
Jayo Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jagat Guru Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada Prabhupada Jayo Jagadguru
Jaya Guru Maharaj Jaya Guru Maharaj Guru Maharaj Jayo Patite Pavan
Jayo Guru Maharaj Guru Maharaj Guru Maharaj Jayo Patite Pavan
Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Nitai
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari
Hari
Bol
Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol
Shri Radha Madhava ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Sri Guru Maharaj ki Sachi Nandanita Chan ki Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki Jai Radha Madhav ki Giriraj ki Jai Manima ki Madhusudan ki Nrsingadev ki Jai Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bolo bolo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So today we've chosen a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam rather than Bhagavad Gita, and it's very topical because in May it's Lord Nrsingadev's appearance. So we're going to talk about what Prahlad Maharaj said. It was due to Srila Prahlad Maharaj that Nrsingadev ji appeared. And he also talked about Nava Bhakti, 9 processes of bhakti. He was only 5 years old. Somebody who's 5 years old, he's so mature, he's telling the process, and that process has been eternally accepted. 5 saal ka ladka bol raha hai Nav Bhakti, and to this day, everybody takes advantage of that Nav Bhakti. So what I'll do now is, can you put up the verse, please?
Yes, bro.
Yes. Okay, so it's 7th Canto of Bhagavatam, 5th chapter and 23rd verse. Jai Pujari Dev. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Sri Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you, Pujari Dev. So if you can repeat after me, I don't know whether you can see from there. Can you see the screen from there? Yeah. Okay. Can you put this big screen? No, you can't. Okay. So just hear and just repeat after me. Sri Prahlad Uvacha Bolo Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Dakhyam Atmanivedanam Sri Prahlad Uvacha Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu
Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu
Smaranam Padasevanam
Smaranam Padasevanam
Archanam Vandanam Dasyam
Archanam Vandanam Dasyam
Sakhyam Atmanivedanam.
Sakhyam Atmanivedanam.
So I'll stick to the first verse. The other one is Iti Pumshar Pita Vishnu Bhaktis Chain Nav Lakshana Kriyeta Bhagavati Adha Tanmaya Ditam Uttamam. So what I'll do is, if I do word to word, it's going to take time, so we've got to say quite a lot. So I'll just say, translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Prahlad Maharaj said, now this is very important, the first 3 especially, hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia and pastimes of Lord Vishnu, remembering them, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offering prayers to the Lord, becoming His servant, considering the Lord one's best friend, and surrendering everything unto Him. In other words, serving Him with the body, mind, and words. These 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One who has dedicated his life to the service of Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood to be the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge. So what we'll do is, the purport is quite long, so I'll take the items one by one, so we can, because this is what we have to follow. In order to be a devotee of the Lord, you've got to follow this. And without doing anything else, you'll find you're progressing in your bhakti, and that's what we need. In this Kali Yuga, in the times of trouble, people don't know whether they're doing something right. And other people are too busy. There's nobody giving one-to-one. So what happens is you have to realize the scriptures are going to guide me and the association of the devotees. So I would say to anybody who wants to be a devotee, please listen to this purport very nicely. It's a longish one, so in between I will break up and, say, if you can open the door, I think they need to come in. Somebody at the door. Yeah. So I will break in a little bit, so it won't be a regular class method. It's explanation of the purport. Here we go. When Prahlad Maharaj was asked by his father to say something from whatever he had learned, he considered that what he had learned from the spiritual master was the best of all teachings, whereas what he had learned about diplomacy from his material teachers, Shanda and Amaraka, was useless. So Prahlad Maharaj, the spiritual master, was Narad Muni himself. And he heard him when he was in the womb of his mother. So you can see that when somebody is pregnant, they should be playing kirtans and listen to classes while the child is in the womb, because they have the ability, the soul of the child has the ability to understand. And that's how they get actually influenced by whatever they hear while they're in the womb. So that's what Narad Muniji did, and Prahlad became first-class devotee. A pure devotee is interested only in devotional service, not in material affairs. To execute devotional service, one should always engage in hearing and chanting about Krishna or Lord Vishnu. The process of temple worship is called archana. How to perform archana will be explained herein. One should have complete faith in the words of Krishna, who says that he is the great well-wishing friend of everyone, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. Bhoktaram Yagya Tapsam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam Gyatamam Shantim Richati. A devotee considers Krishna the only friend. This is called Sakyam. And Pumsar Pita Vishnu, the word Pumsa means by all living entities. There are no distinctions permitted, only a man or only a Brahman to offer devotional service to the Lord. Everyone can do so, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9:32. Striyo Vaishyas Tatha Shudras Te Api Yanti Param Gatim. Although women, Vaishyas and Shudras are considered less intelligent, they also can become devotees and return home back to Godhead. So here is women is written here considered less intelligent. We won't go into that subject because Srila Prabhupada many times explained that less intelligent in the sense of being interested in philosophy and scriptural injunctions. So mainly the male members are philosophical and whatever. Whereas the women's intelligence is very, very much brighter. Their memory is better. They're better at doing things. And Grihastha ashram is run by the Istris, the women. They're very, very intelligent. But this is in reference to the Shastras. So some people actually think we are saying the women are less intelligent. They're not. They're prime ministers and big leaders in medical field and all. They're very, very clever. But this is like Shastric knowledge and following dharma and everything. The men have always gone. Manu came first. From him, Shatrupa came. From there. And their mind is different. Different in size, different in ability and everything. So different doesn't mean less or more. But Prabhupada has put in intelligence on basis of scriptures. So leave it at that. I don't want people to be thinking we're condemning the women or something. In bhakti, women are at the top. Who gives birth to a devotee? Woman does. So if a boy is a clever, where did he get his cleverness? From his mother, isn't it? And she's the first guru. So I just wanted to clear that. And I don't want anybody to be thinking there's discrimination or anything. Similarly, Shudras, some people feel they're Shudras, they're eternally condemned. No way. Anybody can be Vaishnava. But in classification, Brahmins are considered to be the ones with intelligence, they know the Vedas and they can teach others. That is in Varnashram system. But as far as loving the Lord is concerned, Even a Chandal, if he talks about Krishna, he can be a spiritual master. He can tell. And we should accept that, because Prabhupada went to the West. He did not just say, I'll only, talk this knowledge to Brahmins only. Who did he speak to? Everybody. Everybody. He wanted everybody to be a devotee. So please, I wanted to clear that before we move on. Now, this part is fairly long. So Prabhupada has very nicely, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, he's written here what they are. So I'll skip what it is. And I tell you, from Monday onwards, we will actually read this verse and the whole purport. So we get a greater understanding of it. So the first bit is Shravanam. Hearing of the holy name of the Lord, Shravanam, is the beginning of devotional service. Now if you notice, what did Srila Prabhupada do? Wherever he went, he would do kirtan, others would listen. And he had, kirtan parties, they're going out, and they would all just do kirtan. And I know stories where people would hear the cymbals and mridanga, they would run towards that sound. Because immediately they feel happy in the streets. What's going on? Nothing. Everybody's posing and whatever wearing. But when they heard the kirtan, even in Oxford Street, when we go there, sometimes we hear the kirtan, we run towards where the kirtan is. And it's become popular all over. So Srila Prabhupada, he chanted, so the others heard it. Then they also started to do kirtan. So the process was followed. Shravanam, hearing of the holy name of the Lord, Shravanam, is the beginning of devotional service. Although any one of the 9 processes is sufficient, in chronological order, the hearing of the holy name of the Lord is the beginning. If somebody's sleeping, how do you wake them up? If somebody's sleeping, I write on a piece of paper, please wake up. They're not going to wake up. I mean, I wouldn't. If you just write, wake up. But if you go, hey, wake up, Shravanam, they heard and suddenly wake up. So spiritually, we are all sleeping. So what happens? Shravanam. So when you say, Krishna, Krishna, see, it goes into the ear, into the heart, and you wake up spiritually. You might have your eyes open, but spiritually you are sleeping. And that's why Shravanam is very important. This is connected. And it is said, at time of death, when you sing Krishna, this ear is the active part. Eyes might be closed, other senses might be going down. This is listening right till the end, is connected to the heart, and that's where the soul is. And that's why it's very important in Bharat, as soon as they find out somebody is dying, they put them on the floor, some start to chant, some start to read Bhagavad Gita straight away. So even if they don't appear to be conscious, the ear is listening and directing the soul, because the soul is going to leave with the mind, the subtle body out there. It gets direction. The body is dying. Okay, here we go. As enunciated by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Cheto Darpan Marjanam. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, one is cleansed of the material conception of life, which is due to the dirty modes of material nature. Srila Prabhupada calls them dirty modes, the 3 modes. Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun, he called them dirty modes of material nature. When the dirt is cleansed from the core of one's heart, one can realize the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ishvara, Parama, Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha. Thus, by hearing the holy name of the Lord, one comes to the platform of understanding the personal form of the Lord. After realizing the Lord's form, one can realize the transcendental qualities of the Lord. If you are introduced to someone, this is so and so, first of all, you look at their roop. You look at the form. Yes, you can. So, when you look at the form, immediately you have a judgment. If somebody is wearing a suit, tie and everything, you think, well, he's a gentleman, and you saying, seems learned and everything. He's well dressed. But then somebody comes saying, do you know who that is? He's a minister at the such and such, or in the ministry or the government. Immediately after introduction, you become more attracted, more interested like that. So just to say, I believe in God, but then you don't know what their form is, what they like, what their powers are and all that, you can't get closer to them. So by knowing the qualities of the Lord, hearing through Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, you realize, oh my God, I should be interested. Sukadev Goswami, who speak in the Bhagavatam, When he was born, he immediately ran away. He didn't want to be part of this Maya. And his father called him, please come back. And Sukadev didn't come back. And then he was lamenting, saying, this child of mine is going to speak, the Bhagavatam. I need him to come back. But nothing would attract him. So he trained his disciples to just speak 2 shlokas. And one of them was that how beautiful Krishna is. He plays the flute, he's got a garland on and he's with the cowboys. He just gave that. And when he heard that, somebody's so beautiful, so everybody's attracted to beauty. So he immediately thought, oh, I want to know this person. And then they spoke the Putana verse, that he killed Putana, who come to kill him, poison him. He was only a baby, but he made her a mother in Golok. And he realized, oh my God, not only so beautiful, look what he did. Somebody comes to kill him, and he's actually giving them a position of a mother in Golok. And he came, he goes, please tell me more, tell me more. And the disciple said, our Guru Maharaj has only taught us these 2 verses. If you want to hear more, you come back. So this was a bait. He hooked him back with knowledge. So you have to know the glories of the Lordship. And then you become very interested. Otherwise, he's God. Where is he? I don't know. Well, maybe he's the sky or the trees or nature. Many people repose their love thinking nature is mighty. The sunshine is, or some demigods or something like that. That's why when you hear the Shastras, you get to know the guna. Gunatit. He's above the gunas. But some people say it's nirgun. And it's very nicely said. Nirgun doesn't mean that doesn't have any qualities. He doesn't have the qualities which you have. We know what qualities we have. He's above that. Sahagun. Saha means always good. So his qualities are spiritual. You can't compare something material which we embodied with someone who's purely spiritual. So that's why he's nirgun. That means we can't describe. Like if you have to describe fire, somebody says, is it like water? So if I ask you, is fire like water? Oh, then it doesn't exist. No, it does exist. It's fire. It's different. So in that terms, he's nirgun. But people think nirgun means he doesn't have any form or qualities or anything. So that's a big mistake. So Sahagun is the one. So we got to know, get to know the qualities of Krishna. How would you do that? One is you listen to Bhagavatam, but if you don't chant, it won't stick. See, Krishna will never come into a dirty place. My Guru Maharaj used to say, "Mail wali jagah pe nahi Bhagwan baithte." Nirmal. That's why bolte aapka hriday nirmal hai. It has to be clean. So while your heart is, doesn't matter if you keep listening. It's like if I give you kheer. In Bharat, what do they eat? Pan, supari. So when you have kheer, you got supari in there. Are you going to taste this kheer same as somebody else who hasn't got a supari? Obviously you're going to say, oh, the kheer doesn't taste very good because well, open your mouth. Well, you got supari in there. So similarly, you might be hearing Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, thinking it's not sticking because you're not chanting. Because chanting is cheto darpan marjanam. So that's why when you came to me, I told you, get the mala, do it. I said, well, chant all day. It's about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, do counts, because then it's steady. It's a commitment. Otherwise, yeah, we can all chant like that, 24/7. It's a good quality. But when you do it mala, this number set there, so you're focusing, I've got to do my mala, I've got to do my mala. That makes you interested in the Lord. So cheto darpan, so your mind gets purified. Then when you hear Bhagavatam, then tears come into your eyes. How do you know when you love someone? First you enjoy being with them. And then when they're not there, you have tears. Where is that? I mean, you've come 2 Sundays. How did you feel? You're happy to be back again. Nan Manji just came. She goes, I wanted to come. And as she says, but I don't know if I could climb the steps and all that. She did very quickly, faster than me. Anyway, so Nan Manji is here and she's doing what she used to do. So because you liked it and the separation of 2 years showed you, we took it for granted. It's just a place. We just go there. Might as well go to cinema or something. It's the same. We are not looking for happiness. We are looking to serve. And when you're serving, the satisfaction of serving in the temple is different to the one at home. At home is your own place. You think actually, and that's a mistake. We shouldn't think it's our place. It is said the body is not yours either. It's Paramatma's. He's rented it to you. He's let it to you. as a soul. So the body belongs to Krishna, uski kotri hai. And we are renting it. But we end up thinking, I am the body, I'm the house. Can you imagine you think I'm the house, I'm the car. Oh, I've been hit. No, the car has been hit, you're still all right. But we start to believe that whatever is ours, we are that. That's why we have so much misery in our lives. Actually, you're not really connected that way. You're sympathetic, yeah, but you're not really tied in. But we make that's called Maya. What isn't, you think is. But what is, you don't realize it. Krishna's love for you is eternal. Everybody else is temporary. It's not false. It's there. But it cannot be as good as Krishna's. Because Krishna guarantees the love. Others can't guarantee. Only guarantee till you're in the body. As soon as, a person dies, even the wife doesn't want the body longer than, he says, please, isko le jao. And before it says, I can't live without you. Now it is, I can't live with you. Because dead body. You can't relate to a dead body. But otherwise you think you're the body. Oh, aap aise chalte hain, aap aise lagte hain, sar kuch. But when he dies, aap to bhoot lagte hain. Then you become afraid. But the real person, you can't see them. So we have to realize what the truth is. Who is the one we should love? Where there's no ghost. Krishna doesn't have any ghost. And his remembrance, it purifies you. And we have to fall in love with Krishna. So this Shravanam, very important to hear. But also you got to do the chanting. So Kirtanam is coming next. So I'll jump to that now. There's a lot of writing here. We'll do that during the week. Kirtanam. The hearing of the holy name has been described above. Now let us try to understand the chanting of the holy name, which is the second item in the consecutive order. It is recommended that such chanting be performed very loudly. Bolo Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Krishna Krishna! Hare Hare! Hare Rama! Hare Rama! Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So it says, Prabhupada says, in Bhagavatam, Haridas Thakur used to chant loudly. He was a Muslim. He became a Vaishnava. And they told him, why are you shouting? Even the Brahmins were becoming envious because everybody liked Haridas Thakur. Although he was Muslim, but he was very great Vaishnava. And he's Namacharya, he's called Namacharya. So then he says in Bhagavatam, he says, don't be kripana, miserly, that you only deliver yourself. When you're chanting, what about the insects in the bush? What about the trees? They should hear the Mahamantra as well. And that's why the Harinam parties are delivering actually the bugs, people, even atheists, everybody, because they hear the holy name. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Narad Muni says that without shame, he began traveling all over the world, chanting the holy name of the Lord. Similarly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has advised, Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahesnuna Amanena Manadena Kirtanya Sada Hari. A devotee can very peacefully chant the holy name of the Lord by behaving more humbly than the grass, being tolerant like a tree, and offering respects to everyone without expecting honor from anyone else. Such qualifications make it easier to chant the holy name of the Lord. So what makes you chant easy? By being humble and tolerant. Can you imagine if you're not tolerant, you're chanting and there's something going on and you get irritated. And you're chanting but your emotions are going, angry and angrier. Then you'll end up saying, can you stop that? I saw a little picture, a little clip, Pope, the recent Pope, I don't know the name. Anyway, so he was going in the crowd and, crowds, they want to touch his hand and all that. So one lady who looked from Korea or something, she grabbed his hand and won't let go. And he really got annoyed, he goes, ah! Like that, and angrily walked away. And they showed that clip and I thought, whoa, you lost a few brownie points there. He showed anger, like, you're a woman, why are you touching me? I'm, chaste or whatever you want to call it, And I saw that and I was thinking, sadhus, some do like that, but others will just say, yeah, Devi. They use the word Devi or mother. It's okay, mother. And first of all, sadhus, they keep away. They don't go so close anyway, and they don't go touching or anything like that. I remember there was an incident in Seva Kunj. Patapava was there. He turned his back to the deity there, the picture there. And one sadhu goes, "You're turning your back to like that." So I touched sadhu. He goes, "Oh, he's come for the first time." Then he goes, "You're touching me?" Like that. And I just touched his feet and I stayed like that. I thought, oh my God. Two blunders. One, he turned his back to the deity, and then I touched him on the elbow like that, as if we are mates, I mean, that's the Western way of doing it, it's okay, Prabhu, But he was sadhu. And then my Guru Maharaj is there, and then he intervened and calmed the whole situation down. And I remember, you don't go touching somebody, they keep their distance. Because by touching, you're passing your energy to the other, the karma as well. And that's why, we had a god brother who would hug everybody, and then Guru Maharaj tell him, don't hug everybody, you'll take their karma on board. You are clean. It's take a rag, it's a dirty place, put the rag on there, pick it up again. What happens to the rag? Clean rag. You can see this transference of energy like that. But we think it's great. I'm giving love to everyone. But what happens is you're contaminating yourself. If you can open the door. Yeah. Okay. So Trinada Pisuni Chena. So also giving respect without expecting respect. And that's why, Srila Prabhupada introduced, when you see devotees, immediately you go, "Please accept my humble obeisances," straight away. Or pranam, or hari bol. Just pay respect. And people who don't get along, they wait, are they going to give me respect first? Then I'll give it. That's not good. You lose points. And Pundrik's father was saying, when you see someone, even if you have a bad relation, just go, "Hari bol," or "Hare Krishna." That's all. You be the first one to say it. He says, you get the brownie points. So please remember that one. Give respect to everybody. So this way you'll be able to chant. So if you're respectful to everyone, you're very humble, and you're very tolerant, you'll find chanting you're not disturbed, because you are entertaining the Lord. Because when you say Krishna, Krishna is on your tongue. And if you're not realizing that, it means your attention is not on Krishna, it's tension about something else. So we should have attention, not tension. And this way then because the Maha Mantra does purify the heart. And if your chanting is not good, you don't progress. You stay where you are. So your tilak will be very nice, your dhoti will be very nice. Jai Ho. And you're just frozen there. You're not progressing at all. So we must aim to be humble. We must aim to be tolerant. We must aim to respect everyone. It's not that it'll happen automatically. You've got to say, I've got to be more tolerant. So when you become humble, don't be proud. I'm the most humble person. You just lost it again. So don't count it. Humility means, shouldn't think of yourself. Think of everyone else. That's real humility. Okay, I'll move on a bit. It is understood from the authoritative source of Vedic literature that especially in this age, Kali Yuga, people are generally short-living, extremely bad in their habits, and inclined to accept methods of devotional service that are not bona fide. Moreover, they are always disturbed by material condition. This shlok is from Bhagavatam. And upadruta is the word, where it means they're always disturbed. I mean, you just got to put the news on. Every time it's the same. It's a lot of disturbance. Doesn't matter which channel. My father used to watch it. Others I know used to watch it. Every time you put the news on, they always give the bad news. Good news is no good news. Bad news is good news. They sell papers like that. So we're always disturbed. Under this, hold on a second. Yeah. Under the circumstances, the performance of other processes such as yajna, dan, tapa, and kriya, sacrifices, charity, and so on, are not all possible. In Kali Yuga, it's not possible. Therefore, it is recommended. What is it? Hare Ranam, Hare Ranam, Hare Ranam eva kevalam, kalau nasteva, 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 gati ranyatha. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one advances perfectly in spiritual life. This is the best process of success in life. In other ages, the chanting of the holy name is equally powerful, but especially in this age, Kali Yuga, it is most powerful. Kirtanad eva Krishnasya mukta sange param vrajet. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one is liberated and returns home back to Godhead. That's in Bhagavatam. Towards the end, he talks about Kaler doshar nide rajan asti hi eko mahan guna. Kirtana deva Krishnasya mukta sange param vrajet. That in Kali Yuga there's millions and millions of faults, but there's one great quality. Just by chanting of the holy name. Do you know the demigods are waiting to take birth in Kali Yuga? But they can't, because demigods live long life. So they can't enter. They have to be born here. Because when the demigods come here, and Kunti said, one of the biggest disqualification for devotion is to be of noble birth. I'm noble. My ancestry is kings and all that. To be very beautiful or handsome. That's a disqualification. To be very rich. That is a disqualification. So can you imagine if the demigods came here as they are, they have divine powers. So that's a disqualification. So even when Sukadeva was speaking the Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj, the demigods came. They said, oh, you want him to stop from dying? We got nectar, Amrit, because we got it Manthan after the churning of the... We'll give that Amrit, he won't die. Can you give us Bhagavatam? And Sukadeva got angry. He goes, that is material Amrit. What I'm going to tell you is from this Golok, spiritual. So they're not interested in saving the body. Like somebody's drowning, you jump in the river, instead of bringing the man out, you bring his jumper out and celebrate, you have rescued him. You say, you just brought his jumper, he's drowned. So most of us, like hospitals, giving food and all that, you're just maintaining the body. But at time of death, you can give whatever injection, whatever, it dies anyway. So did you do something about the soul? You didn't even know about it, what can you do about it? But then you claim your charity is the best. We all do that. Mansik Seva, Madhav Seva. Arina, but did you do Madhav Seva? I told you, you know who he is? Do you think he's going to take you to Golok? When you don't know anything about it, you'll be a disturbance. So you have to start your Madhav Seva. Coming to the temple, getting to know who the Lord is, getting to know who the devotees are. So please realize, whatever charity you're doing, is it going to ultimately help at time of death? But you might say, we maintain the person up to death. That's very good. But you take somebody to the airport, but then you don't have a ticket or visa or anything. Where is he going to go? Well, we took him to the airport. Well, you might as well taken him to the forest or something. Because airport means journey, further journey. So people are dying. They are going to go to the airport anyway, whether you take them or not. What are you doing about that point? It's okay doing it now. I mean, look at Ukraine. People's house has been blown from the surface of the earth. So much wrong. Yeah, I think it's wrong. It disturbs me when I watch this. How can somebody keep sending soldiers and killing like children and all that? So what's happening there? There are Hare Krishna devotees there. And they are helping others, giving them food and shelter, and they themselves are coming out as well, helping others. They realize, and some of them are soldiers, they got their mala. They say, we keep chanting. So if we get hit, we'll be chanting Krishna's name. They see it as an opportunity to exit. So can you imagine what process this is? It deals with the real you, which is the soul. Otherwise the body, everybody can look after that. It's obvious to see. The subtle, the mind. Have you seen how many people are getting depressed around the world? And they don't know what to do with them. They just subdue their reactions, that's all. But they don't even know about the subtle body. Never mind about the soul. There's no information for them because they always, what they see, they believe. If they can't see it, well, you can't see air. But, okay, I breathe, so they make these excuses. Further than the space, you can't see that either. But it exists. So just because you don't understand about the soul, don't declare it's not there. And we are all loonies. We guys are loonies, Hare Krishna, all that kind of thing. What do they believe in? What do they do? No, we know what we're doing. We are even now doing seva in this body. So we are using this time, this place to serve Krishna. So the mango is green. And when you go to Golok, the mango will be ripe. It's the same mango. Like Aradhya, he was this small. What happened to that body?
Grew up.
Right?
It grew up.
Well, it grew up, but did you throw it or something?
No,
it's the same one, innit?
Yeah.
So same with bhakti. You don't throw away what you're doing now. It just develops. And suddenly you find yourself in Golok and you know exactly what to do. You know exactly what to do because there is Krishna, you know, you cook for them, you sing to them, you glorify them. See, whatever is happening in Golok, you're doing it here. You don't throw this, it just grows and develops. You have tears in your eyes, you have laughter and everything. And the thing is, the gopis did not go looking for happiness. We are in pursuit of happiness. That's why we go on holidays. That's why we go for breaks. That's why we have gadgets. That's why we have restaurants and whatever, because we're looking for happiness. They say, okay, you go to the temple and have your happiness. We go to restaurant and movies and whatever, gambling and whatever. We have our happiness. But it's not about happiness. It's your eternal commitment. What is your commitment? When you're old, when you're dying, are you going to be gambling? What are you be doing? What you were doing, you can't do it. That's not eternal, it's temporary. So they weren't looking for sukha, they were looking for seva. He said, we like to serve Krishna. So sukha automatically has come from there. So you get my point. Priority is seva. So once you start seva, jo karega seva, usko milega meva. So they are the ones who enjoy the fruit because it's a nitya seva. And that's why in the temple you come and do that, you realize, you know what, I do feel like solid when I'm there. And it's not that I was happy, but I can get happiness drinking or something. But that is a different kind of, pleasure. It's temporary and it backfires on you. So you got to realize it's not about finding happiness, in pursuit of happiness, in pursuit of seva. Who should I serve? Otherwise you're going to serve your boss, you're going to serve your wife, you're going to serve your husband, you're going to serve your children. Who should you serve? So that information you will get from the scriptures and doing kirtans. So I'm running out of time. How much more time there is? 1 minute. So I'll go 1 minute. And I'll go to the third item called Smaranam. After one regularly performs the process of hearing and chanting, and after the core of one's heart is cleansed, Smaranam, remembering is recommended. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadev Goswami tells King Parikshit, Etan nirvidyamananam Ichchatam akuto bhayam yoginam nripa nirnitam harer namanu kirtanam. O king, for that great yogis who have completely renounced all material connections, for those who desire all material enjoyment, and for those who are self-satisfied by dint of transcendental knowledge, constant chanting of the holy name of the Lord is recommended. According to different relationships with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there are varieties of Namanu Kirtanam, chanting of the holy name. And thus, according to different relationships and mellows, there are 5 kinds of remembering. These are as follows. A. Conducting research into the worship of a particular form of the Lord. B. Concentrating the mind on one subject and withdrawing the mind's activities of thinking, feeling and willing from all other subjects. C. Concentrating upon a particular form of the Lord. This is called meditation. Then D. Concentrating one's mind continuously on the form of the Lord, of the Lord. This is called Dhruvanusmriti or perfect meditation. And E. Awakening a likening for concentration upon a particular form. This is called Samadhi. So what I've just read, I've rushed it. Each one needs to be understood what activity is there. So contemplation isn't just, Krishna kitne pyare hain, Tribhanga Swarup, wow. Acha pizza dena thoda sa wo dena. It's only temporary thinking. All I do is, it means you forget about the rest of the world. I went to the tip today and you know me, we haven't been out for that. I don't go that often. So today I went to the tip, how we asked. So when I was there, it says one-way system. There was hardly any cars. So I dropped some of the rubbish on this side. So I drove the wrong way. And they go, hey, one way. Because there's nobody here. Because maybe, but it's one. Do you know what one way is? I said, I know, but I don't see anybody. I just want to drop something there. I still did it. But they were all like that. So then we were in the car. I go, look, it goes, Dad, you're never aware of what's going around. And it's true. I'm all the time thinking about Krishna or Bhakti or this, the other, right? I can't relate to the rest of the world. It's very good. I don't want to change that because it took me 20 years to get there. Otherwise, always, this is wrong, that is wrong. I don't care. It's all wrong. It's not relevant to Krishna. Wrong for me, not for everybody else. How else is the world going to work?
But I realized when he said that, I go, see, he's observed that because he was indicating for me. I just was going to go left, right? So he put the indicator. I go, he keeps doing things. So he goes, Dad, because I'm near home now. We're near the house. And I realized it's been 2.5 years, I haven't driven that regularly. Otherwise, it was automatically. So we as a devotee, that is meditation as well. You're so absorbed day and night. When you're eating, I help in the kitchen and, so Premanji is my boss. In the kitchen, the Matajis are the boss. I'm the assistant. And Bharat, you know about that. Yes, okay. So can you imagine a husband who likes to go out there? He says, I worry about the world, you worry about the house. Usually that's the model. But now we're in the kitchen and I realize that's my Nitya Seva. When I go to Golok, I'll be helping the Manjaris, other Manjaris and Sakhis to cook for Krishna. Honestly, all that anxiety about, why am I in here? I should be, watching news or something like that. It's gone. So I look forward to it. And Premaji said, thank you for helping me. I guess Premaji, don't. I'm glad you've engaged me in this, but I do very little cooking. I let her do the cooking. So in my mind, I never think, I can cook now. But there's no competition. I'm an assistant. Das anudas. So I've realized this is my Nitya Seva. And I tell you, it's so comforting because I feel it's a religious thing I'm doing in my house. And we have 2 altars in the kitchen. One is Premanji's, one is mine. So she's going 2 places. There's one upstairs and you go next door. So we got pictures in the house everywhere. So wherever you look, and I was thinking, one person goes, you got loads of pictures everywhere. I goes, yeah, but it's right. And so we can remember Krishna. I was reading Ashtakala Leela. In there, I think Chitra or one of the gopis, in her room, on every wall, there's picture of Radha Krishna. So when I read that, I thought, I'm doing it right. Yes. Thanks to Iskcon, because they print so many pictures. And many people then say, please, don't give me picture for birthday. I've got enough on my wall. But I tell you, it's the right thing to do. And we should actually become attached to cooking for Krishna, attached to singing for Krishna, attached for honoring prasad. Because Krishna has eaten. Radharani also shyly waits. She never asks for Krishna and give them. Other gopis go and take Krishna's remnants and you show them and say, Beti, lele. And you show them. And then she quietly eats, I think it is from Krishna's plate. And other gopis, like here, they're all after Maha. I remember, Ramlakhan Prabhu, he used to hide the Maha plate. And once he forgot about it, where he put it. And Prabhuji found it after so many days, like, who put this Maha here? So people always went for Maha and all that. It's good to be attached to such things. That is called love. Religion is do's and don'ts in the beginning. But then it's about love. And in love, there's no rules. I just love Krishna. I want to sing. And you might be out of tune, out of rhythm, out of this, because you love him. In fact, in love, you forget what you have to do. So that was my point. So I've only managed to just touch on 3 items. They are the main items. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. You perfect that, the rest process comes automatically, and then your relationship with Krishna, which is the last 3, comes automatically. What we'll do from Monday onwards, we'll read this again. Everybody can take part. And you realize who said this? A 5-year-old boy. Prahlad Maharaj said this, he established. What was that? Oh, yeah. Before questions, you have to forgive me, it's been a long time since giving class in the temple room. I'm now start to enjoy it. Earlier on I was thinking, a bit like my driving, I don't know where I was, honestly. Okay, I just like to say this, Shravanam, Kirtan, Vishnu Smaranam, I made little points. Just look what Srila Prabhupada did. When he went to America, Shravanam, hippies heard Prabhupada chant. Kirtanam, hippies started to chant Mahamantra. Number 3, Shravanam. Prabhupada spoke Bhagavatam, hippies started to contemplate. 4, Pad Sevanam. Hippies started to think of Gauranga and Krishna's lotus feet. Archana? Archanam, yeah, Archanam. And then some of them started to do deity worship. Vandanam, many offered prayers. And then Dasyam. All those who got initiated became Das and Dasis. And some painted Krishna in the mood of friends. Sakhyam came there. And many gave all they had to Krishna and moved in
to Krishna, Prabhupada's temples. See, Nava Bhakti, Prabhupada made them do it. So can we remember that? This process is for everyone. It's a successful process. Please don't ignore it. But even if you did one of them, the others come in with it. You start to do all the others and things like that. So I would like to say Sukadev spoke Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj, and within 7 days, he qualified him to go back to Godhead. Shivji always talks to Uma Devi about Ramayana, and Love and Kush spoke the Ramayana to Lord Ram, to everybody. So please realize this process of transmitting knowledge about the Lord is very, very important, and we must pursue. And thank you for listening and giving me an opportunity. It's been a long time, and I felt a little, different sitting here. Otherwise, it was a regular thing for us, and we must continue practicing things. So, anybody got any question? Yes. Can you give a mic? Oh, ladies first. Yeah. Okay. You can ask. What time is the Aarti? 6? Acha, okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Yeah.
Dhanva Pranam. It was a wonderful lecture, and definitely it was worth following everything you said. Just a small question, is everything, this Namda Bhakti, all the elements need to be followed in a chronological order, or like in Dasyam and Sakyam, they are different bhavas. So both come automatically, or do we need to practice one of them because they
very
have
good.
different mood?
Very good question. In the purport, Prabhupada has said that you can do any one of the items and you become successful devotee. But the thing is, that when you hear it, you're going to do kirtan anyway. So majority you'll do. And vandanam as well. You'll use your mouth for kirtan. When you're listening, you should be quiet. So mouth is used for kirtan and vandanam. So when you do prayers like that. And then, Krishna's service, dasyam, that means is called kar seva. So with your hands you do like that. And contemplation is the mind. So all these elements you can do. But when it comes to relating to Krishna, if you are a sakyam, dasyam comes in it. If it's atma nivedanam, both of them come in it as well. So you don't have to worry about it, because if you do all the archa vigraha, seva as well, all others, automatically your bhav, from sadhana bhakti, bhav comes, and from bhav, prem lakshanam. So then whatever your prem is towards the Lord in that aspect, either as Hanumanji, just Dasya, or as Arjun, as Sakya. But you can see Arjun also served Krishna as well. But Dasyam, Hanumanji would never be familiar with Lord Ram. Yeah, because they realize I'm Das. Like Premandri, she loves Jagannathji. If I give her any other rasa, she goes, no, I'm Das to Jagannathji. She won't. And I'm familiar with Jagannathji in my own way. And I always laugh right from the beginning. She goes, no, she is my father. She will not sort of talk about friendship or anything like that. She says, he's my father, And right from the beginning. She hasn't changed her mind. I would talk about Sakyam, and if I talk about Gopi, Bhavs and all that, because she loves Jagannathji, and Jagannathji is the king and he's got wife, so he's not going to demonstrate he's got, affairs and whatever. But he loved Radharani very much, but she doesn't go into that part. So she's stuck in that. So it's good. You leave that person's bhav like that. But the other elements of that, they'll come automatically. They are needed. Like service to the deity, and meditating, kirtanam, and vandanam, you will say prayers. If some difficulty, you say prayers. They come automatically. But when the bhav bit comes, you will stop maybe at Dase or at Sakyam, some at Vatsalya, some at Madhurya, like that. Is that okay? Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanva Pranam. My question is that you also mentioned sadhana. What is sadhana? What do you do in sadhana?
Sadhana bhakti is very important. Sadhana is what you use your senses to serve the Lordship. That's sadhana, right? In the beginning it's very important. Like people like to cook. And if they don't cook, say, I'm cook for the Lordship and all that. But when people mature, they do mansik seva. And that's called raganuga. Then rag attachment is there. So there was one Brahman, it says in the purport, there was a Brahman, he was very poor. So he was hearing the katha, he said, you must serve the Lordship with golden utensils and everything like that. And he described, and poor Brahman started to cry. He says, I can't even afford leaves and whatever. How would I do it? And then the speaker said, or you can mansikly do the same. So he started to go, that's good. So in his home, he would sit there. In his mind, he'll say, I've got golden pots. He'll go to the river, bring water, then Abhishek the Lordship, and then he would cook incredible dishes and offer to every day for an hour or 2 hours. He will do that. And he became so good that one day, he was cooking for the Lordship, and he made rice, hot rice. And he just thought, oh, maybe it's a bit hot. What should I do? So he put his finger in it to test it, and he went, ouch! And when he looked at his finger had burnt. So even though doing Mansik Seva, it just transforms, that actually becomes real. So it's said in there, that's Mansik. So sadhana in the beginning is Vedi Bhakti. Whatever is in the scriptures, you follow that. So it's Vedi Bhakti. So it's in the beginning. That changes into Raga Nuga then. You become attached to it. You just want to come, like you start to serve, come into the temple. In the beginning, okay, what are we going to do and all that. Now you know it. Okay, can we do this? Can we do that? Jai Maya, welcome. So then what will happen is, Raga, when you have attachment, you can't live without it. Vedi Bhakti is, okay, we got to do this. How many times? This thing, you're counting, you're only spending so much time. But when you fall in love with the Lordship, hey, time goes out of the window. You want to serve the Lord eternally like that. And then you can't relate to other people so much. Is that? So sadhana is important. And it's called Kar Seva, with your hands. Then Man Seva. And then, when you leave your body, of course your body is left here, the one. But the devotees thank their bodies, that with their bodies they were able to serve the temple, like that. So we must thank the body. But if you don't use it in Krishna service, you should be afraid of this body. Because the senses want you to deviate, be distracted. So it takes a long time. It's not easy. It's not like a switch. You switch up saying Mansik Seva now. It's not like that. You keep doing Kar Seva, and then eventually you realize, oh my God, I can do that as well. But even when you're doing Kar Seva, your mind is gone into Leela of the Lordship and everything like that. Some of the devotees, Govind Maharaj, I think he went into Mansik Seva, and he opened his eyes. He was away like this for a long period, many days. And he didn't realize that. Time just goes. And others are crying like, what's happened? And he's not coming out. So you can see, it is not just external thing. It's very much an internal thing. And Govind Maharaj, I was there, when he left his body. He was a great guru. And he said to his disciples, chant. So they all chanted Mahamantra, because he's been to Coventry, he's taken darshan of our deities. And they just chanted. And he just lay there. And when I went in there, I brought other Maharajas, he was like he's sleeping, And then his head went like that. And I just thought, I think he's gone. And I touched his feet. In Mayapur, yeah. It was on Bhaktisiddhanta's appearance day. So something told me, touch his feet. Because 2 days before I was thinking, how does a Mahatma leave his body? I would love to know. Can you believe it? I was in the room there. Something in there, I could touch his feet. So I touched his feet like that. And then his head went like that. And the doctor goes, that's it. And I went to the balcony. I was thinking, oh my God, he was so dear. How would we ever replace him? So I shared this with somebody saying, oh, so it was you. You touched his feet and he went. He turned it around. I go, get off. I said, something in my heart said, touch his feet. And I did. But it's that, there was incredible atmosphere. He left. He actually told his deity, Gopal, please take me away now. And he left. So please realize that the death is dangerous to us in ignorance. Death is exit point for devotees. They come to do something. Even gurus and sadhus and all that, they really don't want followers and all that. It's a lot of distraction. It's like when somebody's married, they've got 100 children. Are they going to have a great time? Come on, tell me about it. Huh? Not really. But if they're all Krishna conscious, it's a great help. But to a guru, if 99 are following dharma, one isn't, he's got a headache. So can you imagine in 100, there will be somebody not following. It's a big headache. So they do seva. So once they've done enough, they tell Lordship, okay, I would like to leave now. And others will be crying. He'll be laughing, thinking, I made them devotees. Let's go. But we see death as end of it all. But the Vaishnavas see now the fresh beginning of it all. Because you practice all your life. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, all this. Was that okay? Yes. So sadhana bhakti, you must do that. That's why whatever I told you, do this, is part of that sadhana bhakti. And eventually then you'll train others as well. That's what I told you. I received, I'm telling you, and then you receive and you tell others. Anybody else got a question, comment? Okay, thank you. So, I enjoyed the later part of my presentation, but the first part I was a bit nervous because I've done it for a while. I don't know how Pujari Dev does it here regularly. So thank you for encouraging me and thank you for your questions. And really, honestly, I do encourage people to go on the Zoom. We have loads of discussions and everything. And honestly, it's not that we know all the answers. Vidura and I, we've heard it many times. So we always refer to this is what we heard, this is what we heard. And children are really developing and knowing shlokas and everything. I would encourage, it's not another thing in your life. It's the main thing. And we are sincerely, honestly, we don't draw wages. We don't get anything else out of it. We are living this life and we're then sharing with you. And I would say welcoming you to come on Sunday programs like this. It makes the difference. It's only 1 or 2 people there. You still do your presentation, but having a room full, you realize you're distributing to more people. So today for distribution, we have khichdi again. Yeah. But I'm hoping one day we can start to make a little bit more, but only when we got a stable amount of people, and then we can start to do that. So thank you very much, and all those who are listening, and Pranava Prabhu as well. If I went over the time, apologies. A little naive at the moment because of the gap. Thank you.
No problem. It's such a wonderful class. We are all actually tuned in, so we were enjoying all the points you were making, and it's very relevant for the upcoming festival that is coming up, Narasimha appearance, and it's very much in line with what Prabhupada has started. He was started with Shravanaman. Your class is also started with Shravanaman, Kirtanam, and Smaranam. So thank you very much for that, Prabhuji. So we'll start Aarti if Sachinandan Prabhu is ready. And Kirtaniyas.
Ishani, you can do it. Kiba Jai. Which mic?
That one or
I
that
think
one,
we'll take
or
that.
the other one.
No, that one is on floor.
That's the one I just picked. But everything else.
You give this one, yeah. Yeah.
If you can, yes. You can. Where's the Lord gone? I need what they usually.
Yeah, you can.
Keb Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandre Arati Shobha
Kiba Jayo.
Jana Veta Davani Jagmanalo Jana Veta Davani रत्नसिंहासना
वाति आति रत्नसिंहासने
आरती को रे ब्रह्म आदि देवगाने
आरती करे नो ब्रह्म आदिदेव गाने
आरती को रे ब्रह्म आदि देवगाने
आरती करे नो ब्रह्म आदिदेव गाने
नर हरि आदि कोरी चामर दुलाया
नरो हरिया करी चमरा
संजया मुकुंद बासु घोषादि गाया
संजया मुकुंद वासु घोषयोधिकाय
संजया मुकुंद बासु घोषादि गाया
संजया मुकुंद वासु घोषयोधिकाय
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला
संतो बाजे गंता बाजे बाजे करतालो
माधुर मृदंगा बाजे परामर साला
मधुर मृदंग बाजे परम रसालो
माधुर मृदंगा बाजे परामर साला
रंग बाजे परम रसालो
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे गालादेशे वनमाला करे जलमाला शिवा शुक नारदा प्रेमे गदगाना शिवा शुक नारदा प्रेमे गदगाना भगति विनोद संवादा भगति विनोद गोरार संपादा आरती कशोभा शिव जय जय गौरा चंगे आरती कशोभा जानवी तटवाणी जगमन लोमा जानवी तटवाणी जगमन लोमा Krishna Krishnaya
Haribol.
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvashesha Shunnavadi Paschachadi Shadharine
Namaste Saraswati Deve
Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachadi Shadharine
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Godadara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktavrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Ram Hare
Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Oh Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Oh Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Oh Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Oh Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Oh Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami
Mahima
Nayana Patagami Baba Tume
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Baba Tume
Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Swami Jagannath
Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Shyam Sundar Pyare Jagannath
Jai Baladev Jai Subhadra Jai Baladev Jai Subhadra
Jayo Baladeva Jayo Subhadra Jayo Baladeva Jaya Subhadra
Jai Baladev Jai Subhadra
Hariva
Jai Baladev Jai Subhadra
Jayo Baladeva Jayo Subhadra Jayo Baladeva Jaya Subhadra
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Bhava Tume
Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Bhava
My hands are killing. I'm playing Mridanga.
आप जाओ मर्दंग
Yeah.
Here we go. Jagannath, 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 Jagannath,
Jagannath, Jagannath, Jagannath, Jagannath.
Jagannath, Jagannath,
Jagannath, Jagannath, Jagannath.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jagat Guru.
Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jagat Guru.
Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jagat Guru.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jagat Guru.
Jayo Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jagat Guru.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Maharaj.
Jai Gurudev, patite pavo.
Jai Gurudev,
Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev,
Patite Baba.
Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, patite pavo.
Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, Patite Baba.
Nitai Gora
Hari
Bo,
Nitago, Nitago,
Nitai Gora Hari Bo,
Nitago, Haribo, Haribo, Nitago, Haribo.
Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gora Hari Bo,
Nitago, Haribo, Nitago, Haribo.
Hari Bo,
Haribo,
Hari Bo,
Haribo.
Nitai Go, Nitai Go, Nitai Go, Nitai Go,
Nitago, 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 Nitago.
Nitai Go, Nitai Go, Nitai Go, Nitai Go.
Nitago, Nitago, Nitago.
Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo.
साक्षात मूर्ति शिला गोल कृष्णदास महाराज की जय सच्चिदानंद शिला भक्तिनाथ ठाकुर महाराज की जय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास महाराज की जय श्री रूप श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास गोस्वामी की जय नामाचार्य शिला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय श्री श्री सच्चिदानंद निताय चांद की जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महाराज की जय नीलाचल क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथ धाम की जय श्री श्री राधा गोकुलानंद राधा माधव राधा रमन भगवान की जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय गिरिराज गोवर्धन महाराज की जय मधुसूदन महाराज की जय मणिमा महाराज की जय बजरंग बली हनुमान जी महाराज की जय गरुड़ जी महाराज की जय संडे सत्संग की जय परमानंद उत्तम शिला गुरु महाराज की जय जगत गुरु शीला गुरुपाद की जय गौर विमानंदे all nourished decimal devotees, all nourished decimal devotees, all nourished decimal devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Jai Ho. Such a fantastic festival. So such a fantastic program. It was like a festival there. I don't know everybody else, but I was missing to be there. I thoroughly enjoyed every part of the program today. And so let's move to the next segment of the program, which is praying to nursing their prayers. We remember the departed soul, His Grace Akinchan Prabhuji, and we remember His Grace Prayonidhi Prabhu, Mahendra Nandalal Bhatt Sewal, and we remember Iskcon leaders, His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj, His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishnadas Swami Maharaj, and many other Iskcon gurus and leaders suffering around the world, and all their care teams. We do some special prayers for devotees, Jyoti Malan, Vinod Manjari Mataji, Parvati Mataji, Sudesh Kola, Bhaktin Rita Lester, Rita Vadgama's mother, Premanjari Mataji, Shraddhadevi Mataji, Srimati Mataji, Premalan, Shanti Ben Sholanki, Sri Guru Srinivas, Gaur Hari Prabhu, and his mother, John Prabhu, Devendra Prabhu, Kishore Bhai, Thakra, Daniel House, the many other devotees and members who have recently tested positive for COVID, many other devotees suffering around the world. We also remember many victims of Russian Ukrainian war as well. And we also pray Narsingadev for the general well-being of the whole world. Narsingadev ki jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Yato yato yami tato narsingo.
Bahir Narsingo, Ridaye Narsingo.
Bhai narsingo, Hridaye narsingo.
Narasingamadim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasingamadim Sharanam Prapade.
Avakara Kamalavari.
Avakara Kamalavari Nakham Adhuta Shringaya Dalita Hiranyagashipo Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Narsingadev Jaya Narsingadev Jaya Narsingadev Jaya Narahari
Jayo Narsingadev Jayo Narsingadev Narsingadev Jayo Narahari
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad
Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Jayo Bhakta Prahlad
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jagadguru
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jagadguru
Jaya Guru Maharaj
Jai Guru Maharaj.
Guru Maharaj Jaya Guru Maharaj Jaya Patita Pavan
Jaya Guru Maharaj Jaya Guru Maharaj Guru Maharaj Jayo Patite Pavan
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
नरसिंहदेव भगवान की
जय हो,
भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की
जय हो,
श्री प्रभुपाद की
जय हो,
श्री गुरु महाराज की
जय हो।
गौर प्रेमानंदे
हरि 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 बोल, जय श्री राधे।
Jai Havana Singh Bhagwan ki jai. Thank you all for all the devotees in the temple. They actually did it very, very well. Everything went very, very nicely. Um, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I was really missing not to be there. I hope all the viewers would be very eagerly looking forward to book their slot from next Sunday onwards. So we have reached the end of the program now. So the announcements wise, we are having regular evening classes, 7:30 after Sangha 30 Aarti. We are carrying on reading Ramayana earlier. Now we will start Srimad Bhagavatam, the pastimes of Narasimha and Prahlad Maharaj from tomorrow onwards. So we request all of you to join us and request you all to come back next week, same time for the Sunday program. This week is clear. Only one day on Friday. There is a devotee's disappearance. Let me quickly tell you. The, sorry. So on 16th on Friday, it is Sri Abhiram Thakur's disappearance. He was Sudhama Sridham in his previous life. So with that, I will take your leave and request you all to join next week same time. Hare Krishna.